Well, I mean, y'all know what time it is? Call conversation. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, and this is another edition of Car Conversation on JayLeesCorner. Okay, I hope everybody having a good Tuesday. Okay, y'all know it's Taco Tuesday. It is Tequila Tuesday. It is also TD Tuesday or whatever. So whatever tea you celebrate, okay, go ahead and get into that. Okay, I celebrate all the teas. I like a good taco. You know, I ain't against no tequila, and I have the teas, okay? But I wanted to come to y'all real quick on my way to it, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to go live about the whole Monique thing or whatever. Candice dragging Gizelle on Twitter or whatever. But I said I'll come and I'll chit chat with y'all a little bit, because that is what Car Conversation is for. Okay, that was my pleasure. That was the point of creating the car of the conversation or whatever, okay? But y'all know, first things first, if you've not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and all that goodness and stuff, okay? Also, you know, comment in the comment section, share the video, like the video, okay? Like the video. Follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, and also Twit of the Turd. Okay, Twit of the Turd. Anyway, it is cold, y'all, today, and rainy, y'all. I got on my little rain boots. My new rain boots, I've been waiting all the time. But again, happy Tuesday. So, we all know that people, the magazine, not people, the magazine people, put out a story saying that Candice, that Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels, formerly of Housewives of Potomac, currently of Love and Marriage DC, were separating, going their separate ways, leaving each other. Ran a story, and we all felt like People is a credible source. This is the gotcha, which I put in my review when I talked about the first time. I said some told me I don't believe that. Some told me it don't seem true. Not right now. I said some told me Monique and them would have said something. That would not have been a leaked story, in my opinion. Okay? Now, I also said in my review that I can see Chris and Monique separating. I said, because their issues is heavy, and unless they work on shit and get on the same page, I can see them separating later. So I said that too. Well, Monique put on her IG stories the same day that people in all the blogs and people was saying, yeah, they separate now. You know what I'm saying? And she came on IG and said, nah, look at my ring, look at Chris, what they leave with me. But her and Chris went live on YouTube last night for like an hour, okay? And basically called everybody out. Like all the blogs picked it up. Nobody, she like basically nobody had an actual source about it, okay? She said people reached out to her and Chris, which are their publicists. The publicist told them it's not true. And people said, well, we're going to run the story anyway. Even though the publicist said it was not true. Monique also brought up how she stopped fucking with people back when they interviewed her after the whole her and Candice fight. And she did an interview, they chopped it up to, fit their narrative. So she's like, I ain't been, I have not done anything with them since then. She brought up how somebody told people her and Chris were separating, and it wasn't true. But this is a gotcha, because Monique then goes on to say how her and Chris technically did separate, but they took time apart to get better individually to grow individually and try to fix their marriage because it was in a really, really, really bad place. I feel like Love and Marriage DC, when we saw them, everybody was like, they're gonna divorce. They're gonna divorce. So it wasn't a secret that they had issues in their marriage because we had clearly seen it. But her thing was a person's definition of separating could be different. My thing is, Monique, what you should have said was, me and Chris did separate, but not to divorce. We took time apart because it was bad, and we were just working on ourselves in counseling and this and that and that and this. But to say we didn't separate, there was a separation. But to then say we did live in separate houses, you know, since I took time for me, he took time. That's the definition of a separation. Even if y'all desire wasn't to separate, to divorce, y'all still took time apart. Okay? But her point also was that was going to be a part of the show. What they have been, because they have not started filming yet for Love and Marriage DC. And they had already been doing this stuff, and that was what they were talking to production about, what they had been going through. Chris spoke a lot too, and I was like, Chris must have really been in house, because Chris talking about how much he's changed, how much he, did not realize that he had been basically asleep in the marriage for the whole time, how, he didn't realize with him being an athlete and how he was just in sleep mode since he basically been married, since he, retired, and he didn't realize how he didn't have any, zest for life. And going to this retreat he went to, working on himself, going to conference and prayer, whatever. I'm like, Chris did sound like a whole different person. He admitted to how Monique had been holding everything down, the whole marriage, how he put too much on her. And it wasn't how I've seen Chris talk in the past, where it seemed like he just saying what he think Monique want to hear him say. And there's no feeling behind what he's saying. I felt Chris talking, you know what I'm saying, for the first time. And I said, okay, he did some work. Okay, because some minutes, even how he would pray with his kids, there was no flavor behind, you know what I'm saying? He was just going with the motion. And he said it's like a bear who's been in hibernation, and he's like, and now I'm woke, and now I have to do this and that and that. I'm like, okay, it sounded good. And Chris, to me, ain't a good actor, so I don't think he can act like he did some shit, because again, the times in the past where Chris has spoken up, I always felt like, I'm like, Chris don't mean that shit. Chris is talking. But this time he seemed legit. Even him talking seemed like he was speaking from his heart. And he even said how, Monique didn't care about my money. She wanted me to be an equal partner. And I had not been an equal partner. And, you know what I'm saying? He said, we both have done things wrong. Me and her. He said, yes, how she was, talking to me sometime in on the show was out of pocket. But, you know what I'm saying? She was at her wit's end. Like, she was completely done with putting up with my bullshit for 12 years. So that's what y'all saw, her being over it and me having to finally realize, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. So I appreciate Chris's honesty in how he ain't did shit for 12 years and one way or the other. And even Monique just said how they had to both work on themselves. They both admitted to how they had not been happy in years. And now, after taking time apart, living separately a little bit, how they're happier now. They're not all the way good, you know what I'm saying? They got stuff to do. But they are both in it to fix their marriage. And I'm like, that's what marriage is, okay? But Monique's main gripe was the fact that the blogs all picked it up and nobody thought to ask them, because they, and when people asked the publicist it's not true. And people still ran with the story. So this is also things where, if you are somebody who does, news or whatever, maybe wait. I said, sometimes you get the people whose story it is a day to reply. But not everyone, but a lot of people, blogs and all that shit, jumped on the story. And lo and behold, it wasn't true. It wasn't true in the nature of which they tried to put it out. The people story tried to put it out as in Monique and I forgot the fucking Greenfield and the post. Monique and Chris are getting divorced. Is what they made it seem like. And Monique's point was that ain't true. That's actually not true. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really what it was. We were working on ourselves. She said Ashley wasn't lying, that she did tell Ashley that they were separating or separated, okay? So Ashley wasn't lying. They did have a conversation. And that Ashley never said out loud, Chris and Monique are separating, divorcing. She said Ashley never said that. So she wasn't lying. They did have a conversation. So I was like, okay, makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And how the story did not start with Ashley. She said it was somebody else who told people, you know, that supposedly they were divorcing, but again, it wasn't true. And I was like, well, at least you know that now. Okay. So again, that's what's going on with with Monique and Chris. They not divorcing, but I would not be surprised if later on down the line, because Monique kept saying how, you know, if we decide to divorce later, that'll be our business. She also said how, you know, people running with the story did not allow them to tell their own story. How she has her own platform. I have my own IG, I have my own YouTube. I can say what's going on with me and my husband. Okay, which she did. And it was like, she had like 2,000 people watching. So again, she's smart. Because what I also like was, she said, you know, I'm also going to promote my business. So she had all her Mila Eve oil shit all over social media, all on the video last night, because that's how you're supposed to capitalize when everybody watching you. So if everybody watching me, coming on my IG, watching my live on YouTube, I'm gonna have all my business shit promoted first, in case you don't know what I got going on. And not to same shot said that Destiny should have did. How she did not capitalize off the bullshit of the fight at Madani. If everybody watching you, get them something to watch that can make you money. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna leave that be. Now let's get on Candice reading Gizelle on Twitter last night after the episode aired, that, you know, we see Gizelle saying that Chris made her uncomfortable. So Candice brought up how she's been busy. You know, BravoCon just happened. You know, BravoCon was over the weekend, and with the episode airing Sunday, I guess she did not see the cut, you know, to put together that thing or whatever, to talk about what Gizelle did and said. Now, she called that lady I'm driving, so I can't pull it up. I may clip in what she said right here. Boom. I may or may not. I don't know. But she basically said, you know, I'm not gonna ever, you know, tell another woman how to feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with the support women, believe women. You know what I'm saying? Me Too movement as well. So I can't tell somebody how somebody else made them feel. I can't do that. What I can say is your ass is up here making up stories for a storyline. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm driving slow, y'all. Driving slow. She said, it's day. Leave me alone. I'm driving. Ain't no cars around me. I'm driving and looking. Okay. I haven't said anything yet, mostly because I've been in the land of Bravo. Okay. Haven't time of my life. Okay. Potomac aired last night, and the episode showed what happened. Okay. And the first most prevalent thing is, believe the person you believe. Okay. I can't tell a woman how to feel about a man's presence in her orbit. Okay. We are entitled to our feelings. So she's trying to say, I'm not saying Gizelle don't have the right to feel how she feel. Okay? Because we have to, believe women. But she also then said how that's the appalling part. Meaning Gizelle is using the fact that we are supposed to believe women. Meaning nobody should question her how she feel. Because we should believe. Okay, I'm going to stop like y'all. I'm going to stop like. It's the most appalling part about this episode, and those that will play after is watching a feral gutter snipe attempt to upend and dismantle the pillars that the women have worked so hard to establish, meaning the Me Too movement and believe women. All in the name of what? All in the name of entertainment. Where have we landed? How exactly are we here? You are not a victim. What you are is a calculated slab of misery creating the next generation of snipes through the fine example your children have to mirror. We all are in danger. I said, but now we all in danger, girl. You was in danger, girl. You is in debt. I said, Lord Jesus. Okay. Meaning, bitch, you are a gutter snipe and you raising girls, you're raising daughters who we hope and pray don't do what you did. Because that would be the most appalling part. That you on this bush of trying to make it seem as if you are trying to be the voice of reason, but we know you are not. You around here just trying to get attention for yourself for a show, and that's what's sad. And I'm like, well, I agree, that is what's sad. And she also, the last tweet that she said, I had got a screenshot of this shit. When you have to explain to your children why a woman will use a network and a television show to falsely accuse a man of inappropriate behavior, call us. Until then, sit it out, bets are off. And I mean, y'all know I'm giving Candice a chance this season. Okay, Candice has sometimes got on my goddamn nerves. Okay, but again, I'm giving her a chance. But I'm team Candice, not team. I feel like Candice has a major point in what she's saying. I feel like Gizelle fully did use this story to make her storyline, but she do that every season. She attacks someone's marriage every season. I'm surprised she has not attacked Robin about not marrying Juan yet. So, Candice, saying that, I'm like, look, when she writes, she writes. Gizelle is fully using this to be her storyline and using her husband. I don't think Chris would, do that. Not saying you can't put nothing past nobody. We know that because we've seen people do crazy stuff, for no reason, for some reason, for all the reasons or whatever. So we can't say he wouldn't do whatever. But I don't see Chris messing with somebody on the show, knowing how Candice is crazy a little bit and will probably cry and stab somebody or whatever because she's upset. I also don't see Chris trying to get with Gizelle. I can see Chris, again, leaving Candice because he's tired of her. But I don't see him messing with somebody on the show. Okay, everybody ain't Portia and Fallon and Simon. Okay, and that's different because Portia, because Fallon and Simon really wasn't on the show long enough for them to even build any kind of like real relationship bond or whatever. But Gizelle, Chris, and Ashley and Candice been on the show for some seasons, so it's been a couple years of them knowing each other. So I just don't think, and I feel like Gizelle don't think it either. And I was watching It's Rock's review this earlier, and It's Rock was like, who was on YouTube. I think it's for It's Rock now. Or it may just be It's Rock's. But she said too, like, why didn't Gizelle tell Candice if she really felt that way beforehand? Like, why are you waiting to say something? Now, even though Robin said, well, Gizelle mentioned to me that Chris, asked to talk to her or whatever back when it happened at the reunion. But even I told her, girl, what did you make it so? Why did you? Gizelle had been working on this plan since then. And as soon as Ashley mentioned Chris DMing her, Gizelle said, aha, I have a plot. I have a plot for the show. Yes. Okay. Evil ass Dr. Genius. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like Candice, girl, we told you, Gizelle, the only person Gizelle is kind of loyal to the most is Robin. That's it. Gizelle will sell anybody up the river for a storyline, because that's her job. Her job is to figure out what people got going on, exploit that shit, and make it a part of her story, because she ain't got shit else going on. So let me tell Candice, your husband tried to fuck with me or whatever, and he made me feel uncomfortable. He's making others feel uncomfortable. Okay, your husband is now the uncomfortable husband. And Candice said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. I said, but girl, at least you know. At least you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people can be plotting on you. I'm going to get air in my tire. People can be plotting on you and you don't even know it. So, that's all I have, y'all. I hope it ain't no line at this damn place. I know it's not good. Oh, is it a line? Oh, yeah, it is. I wonder if I can ask them to just put some air in my tire. And then I can leave. but we shall see. But because it's cold, I need air in my tire. Again, people be on bullshit. They be on bullshit, and that's what it is. So, you know, it's funny to me that both Candice and Monique are the ones who are in this, you know, in the blogs now, considering how they, you know, had a fight. It was them. You know what I'm saying? And now they around here having to defend their marriages. So, other than that, y'all, I'm going to let y'all be. Okay, I will talk to y'all later. I want y'all to have a great, great Tuesday. I want y'all to eat some tequila, some tacos, and some titties, okay? And be great. Anyway, I love you all. Gotta go. Peace.